continuing our series on words that will just change your life. And last week, hopefully you remember, well, who remembers last week? All right, we'll just stop there. Nobody remembers last week. It's okay. Last week was yes. And we say yes to God. That we say, oh God, all right, what do you have for me? Nothing makes sense until I say yes to you. And in the same breath, we say no to all other voices that seek to distract us from our God. We say yes to Him. That will change your life. Today is the same idea, but let me go into it this way. Sooner or later, everyone reaches their limit. They've got a limit. And you get there, it's the breaking point. No more. I've reached my limit. And you know this one because from a little kid, you remember mom she would take a deep breath before she answered you, and her face turned a little reddish before she's talking, and you know that you're at her limit. And it's not wise to go past that. Or dad is talking to you, and he's directing all of his voice to you, and it's a little louder than most times. You know that you're at the limit. You're dancing on that line. And hopefully, it's not always the case. I know it wasn't for me. Hopefully you understand somebody's limit before they reach it. Like, second grade was the worst year of my life. Because, at least in my head, my teacher, I could never understand where her limit was. And she would just all of a sudden go, all right, everybody's staying inside for recess today. And you will all have your heads down on your desks. Nobody else has had that experience, I see. Nobody. It was terrible. I got so much energy, I need to go outside. And no, I have to stay inside. And it wasn't my fault. You reached your limit. I didn't. It's not my fault. It was so unfair. And nobody feels that same way. It's okay. My hope for today is that you can say that you have reached your limit, that you have had enough, that you've had enough. And in some ways you're saying, I've had enough already, Matt. What are you talking about? Not that way, not that way. I want you to grab a hold of the idea of enough, because what we hear from the media, social media, our news, and our culture, our world, our society, it all says the wrong message on what is enough. It gives us the wrong idea. And if you don't remember anything else the rest of this morning, yea, for the rest of your life. It's a big statement. I want you to understand that God is enough. That God is enough. I'm practicing for later today at Pastor Talbert's church. I want you to help me out with this. Who's enough? God. I'm not convinced. I wish I could hear you here. Who's enough? God. There you go. I think you're getting it. All right. This is so much fun. Let me ground this for you. It's nice for me to say it, but where do you get this, Matt? Where do you get this idea that God is enough? Let me give you Psalm 23. We hear it all the time. And you know this is what I want you to be cemented in your brain today. The Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. I have all that I need. In case you're wondering, the Bible is sometimes too complex for me to understand. I'll break it down for you. With God, you have all that you need. It's pretty simple, isn't it? That you have all that you need. You have enough. You have enough. Our underlying motive in our world is more. We just want more. We got here this morning and we have money in the bank. And if you talk with psychologists, they would say, we've done studies and we found out that everybody, if you ask them, how much more do you need? It's at least twice. I've got $100,000 in the bank. How much do you need so that you feel secure in life? Well, I need at least $200,000. Well, if I've got $1 million in the bank, I don't know anybody like this, but if you have that much in your bank, how much do you need to feel secure? I need at least $2 million. You know, we need that. We need more. We have a car that works, and we say, I need more. Hopefully one with heated seats, right? Today is a great example. I need the heated seats, man. You have a TV set. How many years ago was this? It was a tube that you had to be very careful that you didn't break the tube. Now we have ones that fill the wall. Oh, I need a clearer one, Matt. And I need with more channels. I need more. You know, I got how many pairs of shoes? And you know, if one of my friends gives me a shirt, that nice pink shirt, I have to accessorize with it. And if I don't have the shoes, I have to get another pair of shoes. And it's the same for the ladies too. We need more. We just need more. And we forget that we have enough. We should be the happiest people in the entire world with all that we have. Yet we are the miserablest people of all time. Our level of comfort, our level of happiness is at an all-time low. And part of it is because we have so much. We haven't gotten to the point that we say, I have enough. I have enough. We don't understand that there's no thing, no person, no social status, no cause that will ever get us what we really need. That we have enough already. You know, going home to we did Christmas with my parents' house. It just reiterated the whole idea that everything that we think is precious and valuable will one day find its way to a thrift store or to a dump. Everything. Your car, they don't last forever. That beautiful cedar chest that you think is so special and pretty because you made it, somebody will buy it for $2 at a thrift store, or less. Is it broken? I guess we'll burn it. You know, everything, it's so temporary. Even we are so temporary. That if you went outside earlier in the week and you just like blew into the air, you know, you did that as a kid, you know, and this big puff of condensation comes out and a smoke almost in the cold air. And you go, wow, it's cold out here. And all of a sudden, it's gone. That's us. We have such a small amount of time here, and we still want more because we think that will fill us up in our short amount of time on this world. And we haven't gotten to the point that we have enough. We have enough. That our God is enough. And then the biggest part of this that we don't understand. I know that, well, maybe I'll just talk about it from my standpoint, and hopefully it's the same. That what we're talking about today is a spiritual issue. It's not a physical touch issue, because all of us have enough physical things. Do we have enough spiritually? And a spiritual problem needs a spiritual solution. That's what we're going to go with today. Is God enough? Is God enough for you? That's a huge question. Is God enough? The Lord is my shepherd. I have everything I need. Is God enough? You know, we read this idea of God as my shepherd. And the whole idea that he is a provider, that he is your protector, that he gives you all that you need. And then we say, is he? Is he? How confident are you that God will give you all that you need? I know hopefully I'm making you think this morning. How confident are you that God will give you all that you need? You know, I know some of the situations of the people sitting around you. Some people are in some great financial difficulties. Do you think God is going to give them all that they need? If that's you, do you think that God is going to give you all that you need at this time? Do you think that? You know, sometimes it's family issues. Is God going to give you everything you need within your family? Because right now, we wouldn't say train wreck or dumpster fire, but it's tough right now. Will God give you all that you need? You know, Eenigenburgs were all farmers, so I get this idea from them. And if you know anything about farmers, their livelihood depends on something they have no control over. No control over it. Is it going to rain this week? Maybe. Is it going to hail this week and destroy the crop? It could. Is it going to flood this week? I don't know. I got to trust that my God is going to give me everything I need. Well, how can you do that if you don't have any control over this? How can I do this? The Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. Have I said that one enough for you guys? The Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. This is a spiritual problem that finds its way into our physical world, but it's a spiritual problem that needs a spiritual solution. That I need to say, God, you are my shepherd, my protector, my provider. And with you, I have all that I need. And all the other things I get, I know that you will provide and you'll protect, and I will have all that I need. I'm hesitant. I'm hesitant to go further because I'm not sure some of us are ready to get there. To say that, God, you have given me all that I need, and you will always give me all that I need. Let me say it in a story. I think that might help a little bit. There was a guy who had a dream. He had this dream that God is talking with him, and he says, here is a precious diamond, and I want you to have it. And the man says, wow, that is beautiful. How much does it cost? Well, it's very expensive. Oh, but how much? It's very, very expensive. Do you think I could buy it? And God said, yes, everyone can buy it. Well, then you just said it was really expensive. Yes. How much for that precious diamond? Everything you have. And the guy is overwhelmed right away. I want that. Deal. I'll buy it. God comes out with his pad of paper because he needs one of them, I guess. I don't know. But it's a dream. It's a dream. Comes out there. Okay, let's write down what you have. What do you have? I got $100,000 in the bank. Okay, got it. What else? That's all I have, God. Really? That's all that you have? Nothing more? Well, I got a couple of bucks in my pocket. All right, how much? 5, 10. I got $45. Okay, writes that down. What else? Well, nothing else. I don't have anything else. And God says, where do you live? Well, this is my house. I have a house. Okay, the house too. You need that. What do you mean I got to live in my camper? God says, you got a camper? Oh, we'll write the camper down. Oh, I'll have to sleep in my car. You have a car? Yeah, I got two of them. Well, I need both cars. So the guy's getting frustrated at this time, says, you've got my money, you have my house, my camper, my two cars. What more do you want? Are you alone in this world? Is there somebody that lives with you? Yeah, I got a wife. I've got two kids. Okay, I need both of them too. Well, then I have nothing left in this world then. Come on, God. I'll be all alone. He goes, oh, well, that reminds me. I almost forgot. You too. I need to write you down. See, everything becomes mine now. I am the owner, your wife, your children, your house, your money, your cars, and you too. But now listen. God said, I want you to see that I will allow you to use these things that I'm giving you. I will give them to you so that you can use. But remember that they're mine. And then there are some days that I will want them back. And you must give them up. Because now I'm the owner of them. Did you realize that when you became a follower of Jesus? Did you realize that? Nobody tells you this. Oh, you just need to say that prayer. Or you just need to say, Jesus, I love you. I know you love me too. I know that you've paid for my sins. That you did something I could never do. You removed my sins. And in that day, they never say, well, now everything you have is a gift from God. And that's enough. Because God owns it now. They never say this. And we never think of it. We never say, I have enough. That my God is enough. You know, the life of Job is this. We read the story of Job and we think, man, I hope I never become Job. That God takes all of my belongings, all of them, and leaves me with a grumpy wife. God, what are you doing to this person? Takes them all, and he leaves the grumpy wife and his presence with him. And he is in communication with God. He's in his presence. That's what God did there. Because he was saying, I'm enough. I've taken all your things. Am I enough for you? If you were Job, if God takes everything you own, maybe leaves the shirt on your back, but you just have your relationship with him, that you know that you live in his presence all the time, is that enough? Is that enough? Can you get to the point that you say, I have enough because I live with my God all the time, and he gives me all that I need? Do you have enough? See, here's your thought. You will never have enough until you give up ownership of everything you have. That seems backwards. But you will never have enough until you give up everything you have. And say, God, you are the owner of it now. It's yours. Let me go through this. Just more of a trying to make it concrete for us. How do you know if you have enough? You've given God the ownership of it. You've said, it's yours. It's all yours. Otherwise, you will never have enough. I'm reminded, my neighbor reminds me of this. He doesn't say it, but just his example. I wanted a nice big ladder, a nice 20-footer at least. to work on the second story up by the gutters of my house. And I was talking with him about this because he has one, beautiful fiberglass one. It's beautiful. And I said, wow, where did you get that? How much do they cost? And he goes, well, why don't you just use mine? Because it's not his ladder anymore. It's not his ladder. It's God's ladder. He just said he used the ladder that God has blessed me with because I have enough. And I need to remember that. That the more and more and more things that I need, I have enough. God has already blessed me with so much. How do I know that I have enough? Because I've given God ownership of the things I have. I have enough. Here's another one. Are you a manager of God's money? It always becomes real once you start talking about money. And I'm so glad that we don't have the offering plates to pass anymore. We don't have to do that. But until you see that you're a manager, a steward of God's money, you will never have enough. You will never have enough. Because there's always more money. I need more things. It was John Wesley that said, all right, earn as much as you can. And then save as much as you can. So that you can give away as much as you can. So, because it's God's money. He's gifted it to you. What are you doing with it? Are you a good manager? And some of us are saying, come on, Matt, this is getting a little uncomfortable here. Just lack off, go to the next one if you want. My thought is that this is the one we need to stay on. This is the one we need to come to terms with. Of all of the things, we can say, all right, my car, okay, God, thank you for the car. I'll use it the best I can. But once we get to the money, how we spend it, what we spend it on, who do we give it to if we're going to give it to people? That becomes personal. That's a spiritual issue. And that's uncomfortable. We were just talking with the worship team earlier that, the role of a pastor, pastor, we want you to challenge us. We want you to push us so that we learn some things, and not like this. Come on, don't push me too far here. Then I really have to think about how I'm spending my money. I have to think about how I'm spending God's money. Do I have enough? Because the Lord is my shepherd, and He gives me all that I need. Do I have enough? Let me go one more, because I didn't mean, there's so many parts of this that we can go on and on about it. Remember that it's not a contest. It's not a contest on how secure you can feel, how comfortable you are in this life, how much you have. Because there's many people, even in our congregation, that have much more than we do, right? So some of us are saying, man, I wish I had all that they have. Because I would be so happy then. I would be so comfortable. I would be praising God every second of the day if I had all that they have. It's not a contest. God has given you what He has given you. He has blessed you with what He has blessed you with. Don't be envious of somebody else's situation. Don't be jealous that someone might take your stuff. He said, God has given you your place in life and has given you all that you need. That doesn't mean that you don't have to work. Doesn't mean you don't have to keep working through life and getting things and providing for yourself and others. But it's not a competition. It's not a contest. Be content with what God has blessed you with. And remember, it's His, that you trust Him. Is God enough? Is God enough? Has He given you all that you need. I don't mean it so that you have to make a decision right now. I want you to think about this as we leave. Maybe you're going to have your lunch, and you don't have to think about it then because you're conversing with people. Don't bring up to them, hey, is God enough for you? Maybe that's not a great table conversation, but this is a spiritual conversation with God. It is one that you need to have because it's the spiritual solution to that spiritual problem that plagues our country, that plagues our world. Is God enough? Hey, say this one with me. Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. So say it with me. We're going to say this out loud. The Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. Say it again. The Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. The Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. I have enough. Pray with me. God, I thank you for making us all uncomfortable today. God, we need to be uncomfortable, especially when it comes to our pockets, our pocketbooks, all of the things that are financial in our world. May we look to you as the reason why we spend things, that we are managers of what you have gifted us with. God, may we always know that you give us all that we need. God, as the week's coming forward, may we do business with you and all that we need, that you are enough. We thank you, God. Amen.